What up, my party peeps? What's going on? I had a technical difficulty there for a second. Sorry about that. Is everything? Is the? You know what? Hold that thought. I will be back in one. Be back in 1 second. I'll be back. Oh, do I have my standby screen? Did I put that? Was I smart enough to put that on here? I made a standby screen and I wasn't smart enough to load it into this. There is one that exists. Standby. Sorry about this. All right, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. What up? Hopefully that makes the Wi-Fi. Is it better? Yeah, I think that's better. All right, sorry about that. Sorry for the delay. And it is the Super Bowl edition. And all that means is we're probably not going to talk about football. And I don't know anything about, I don't know what to talk about. 34, 77, hike. I don't know what to talk about. I don't even know who's playing today, to tell you the truth. So the only thing I do know, most people have Super Bowl plans, and I knew that there probably wouldn't be as many people watching, but you guys are watching. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I am going to make a little drink. We got some fun stuff to talk about just the same. So let's do this. So what I thought I would do today, rather than mix together a like a candy bar drink, I thought I would do something straight up, just a little bit. And so the big thing that I've gotten into recently in the last year or so, something my sister turned me on to, is peanut butter whiskey. And the one that's real popular that a lot of people use or that they have is Screwball whiskey. And that is good. I've tried two other kinds. One I didn't like at all, and another that I like even better than Screwball whiskey. And I'm going to pour myself just a little bit of that today. The kind that I like, peanut butter whiskey. This is Old Smoky, Tennessee peanut butter whiskey. This stuff is amazing. And so it's funny. I'll probably be doing this maybe in like a month or two, but I want to have a peanut butter whiskey off where I get a number of people from ALADDIN cast and crew, and just for fun. It's not like I want to get annihilated or anything, but I want to have a taste test because I have, I think, about 15 different peanut butter whiskeys that I have collected, and I need to know what the best one is. And I need to know the best one because they all range in price. Some are like only like $12 for a bottle. Some are like, I think Screwball, I think, might be closer to 35 a bottle, but more expensive doesn't actually mean it tastes better. So that's what I'm curious of. But of the three that I've had, I can tell you right now, this Old Smoky peanut butter whiskey, handcrafted, this stuff is so good. And it almost smells like burnt peanut butter. It tastes like, oh yeah, that's so good. Just a little bit. I probably won't even finish that this evening. Throw this back on. And this peanut butter whiskey, this Old Smoky, like even if you smell it, oh yeah, it's like burnt peanut butter, or it just smells like not just peanut butter today, but peanut butter when you were a kid. They must have made it different because this is amazing. This smells like peanut butter used to when I was a kid. Anyway, bottoms up. Cheers. Peanut butter whiskey. Oh my gosh. So I really enjoy it. I can't really like down this stuff. I have to just nurse it. And I really enjoy it. So once a week, hanging out with you guys in the live stream lounge is my chance to do it. Unfortunately, James couldn't make it out tonight, but that's okay. It's just me and you. We also postponed Aaron G. He's going to be here in 2 weeks. And I just wanted to make sure everyone was here to meet him because that's going to be a great show. You guys are going to love meeting the Djinn of Wisdom. And next week is Paul Michael Caine. But we still have a lot of cool stuff to share with you guys today. So let's get that party started. One. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Let's go to the comments. Already, is there a game? I'm reading these before I'm putting them on. Is there a game on? Oh, do you not know? You're being facetious, Paul? You have to be facetious. I don't know who's playing. What up, Justin? Everyone hanging out. The non-sport. That's what I kind of figured tonight would be the non-sport ball crew checking in. Not that there's anything wrong with football, but I think a lot of times us creative types, we spend our years, instead of watching people play football on TV, we're usually like creating stuff. Raises glass of Faygo Moon Mist. Gosh, that stuff is good. My favorite Faygo is Rock and Rye. If you ask me, I haven't had that in so long. That sounds delicious. Texas tea, Fredericksburg peach tea on my end. Nice. I like it, Matt. Sounds good. Mama Rick, hello. What is going on? So many cool things to share with you guys. And the first is newspapers. So the Macomb Daily, before it came out today, Macomb Daily shared this really cool article where Gina Joseph, the reporter, came out to my house, interviewed me and Casey and also Eric Steele, and just wrote a really, really nice article. What was really cool is she actually wrote an article for the Macomb Daily when we started filming, which was 9 years ago, right? It would have been 9 years ago, basically at this time, almost exactly 9 years ago. And so it was really neat for her. We were just getting started. We hadn't even filmed anything yet, but we were kind of getting some set pieces together. I remember we were building the Rashmi access port, which is the thing that they go in under the desert to get to, not the Cave of Wonders, but the DePauli chamber, which you guys will obviously see what that is coming soon. But anyway, great article. I posted this today to let you guys know that the 3 newspapers that have the article in it came out today. But it was really funny as I was taking a screenshot of this, I realized I'm really grateful that that this is my headline. But then when I read all of the other latest headlines, the pandemic missing the kids who didn't go back to school, Macomb County pharmacist sentenced to 7 years for drug trafficking, care to host the Sober Bowl Sunday at the United Community Center, which is great that something like that exists to help people that have a problem with it, but or with whatever it is that's that they want to be sober now. But still, it's just kind of like a whoa headline. And then last but not least, of course, woman charged with second-degree murder in December Berlin Township crash. I'm not even sure where Berlin is. Is there a Berlin, Michigan that I'm not aware of? Not sure. But anyway, so what did I do today? I went all over town to get the 3 newspapers that had the article in it. So this one is from the art section of the Oakland Press, which you can see there. I got to be careful with all these candle flames here that I don't, after running all over town to get these, I don't accidentally set fire to them. Then there is the arts section of the Macomb Daily. There you go. Then this was a little weird, and I guess I can kind of turn this off here. This was a little strange because we went all over trying to find the Daily Tribune, which is kind of based in the Royal Oak area. So my girlfriend and I, we drove all the way down to Royal Oak, and we kept finding the Oakland Press, because Royal Oak is inside of Oakland County. So it's weird that the same company has a different paper, even though it's still the same county. But I guess Royal Oak is pretty big, so I guess it makes sense. Anyway, finally found the Tribune, bought it I bought 2 copies without looking at it. And then what I realized, I remember when I bought it, because this paper is, it's a little pricey, or maybe this is normal price, but just from what I remember as a kid, what newspapers used to cost. But I remember when I got it, it felt really light, like really thin. And then it turns out I bought 2 copies. They have section A and section B. They don't have any of the sections inside. And I'm pretty sure I know what happened. A lot of times what they do at newspapers, I remember I used to have a route where they would pay us to deliver the papers, but they would always slide some sneaky thing into it where they'd say, oh, by the way, while you're delivering these, if you can take one of these sections and kind of stuff it in the middle of the paper here, then deliver it. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought we were getting paid to deliver. We also have to collate and add all of these sections. Sounds like we're doing more than what we're getting paid for. So anyway, a lot of times I had other friends that also had paper routes. They would just toss the rest. They'd say, screw it, I'm just going to deliver the regular paper. And they'd find a dumpster to put all the other papers in, which probably isn't a good thing to do. But these papers are missing the middle sections. So after all that driving around to Royal Oak, finally scoring the Daily Tribune, they don't even have the middle sections. But that's okay. We had fun. We had an adventure. And we went to a Barnes and Noble that it's not going out of business, but I think their landlords are moving them out. So we went to the Rochester Barnes and Noble, and it's probably the biggest Barnes and Noble I ever went to. And they were like cleared out of books. This is the last week, and they're selling all their books at rock bottom prices. So it was interesting to go there and take a look. Anywho, so what else? Lots of really cool stuff to get into. The next thing I wanted to share with y'all is draw this in your own style. So that I know of, there was one more that came through this week. And of course, this is by Brett Dungan. And I just love this. This is like, I don't know if this is close to a particular style that's like a show. To me, it looks like Nickelodeon for sure. But I just love the animated style of this, and Eric, and just all the creative choices. Like, that's totally this gun, but I love that it's just a little bit wackier, and that it almost looks like, the tip of it is bent a little bit. And I just love this style. Super, super cool. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Brett, for doing that. There is another, by the way, draw this in your style that's coming up in a couple weeks, and there's something that's going to be different about this one. I don't want to reveal too much too soon, but for those of you that have enjoyed this, either as an artist or as a spectator, there is something fun that's coming up really soon. Next up, last week we talked about the Fidgy enamel pens, and I did some polls across Instagram and across Facebook. And my question was, which one do you guys like better? Do you like the dark one here like this, or do you like the exact same thing? By the way, Fidgy's eyes have this really cool glitter orange in them. So do you like this is like high polished nickel. And then this is, what is this one? Oh no, this one is, I think, high polished silver. And then this one is high polished nickel, if I'm not mistaken. And, they're both, just depending on how the light is, on how the angle is, they both look very similar anyway, because if they catch a lot of light, if it catches kind of a glare the right way, it'll look a little bit lighter like this. And then if it just catches a reflection that's a little bit darker, it'll look darker like this anyway. Anyway, by and large, everyone chose this darker one, but I had three choices: the lighter one, the darker one, or if I offered both, how many of you would be like, I would pay extra, I would do an add-on just so I could have both of them? Definitely make them both. So the way that the poll went, it was about 50% of the people wanted the dark one, about 25% of the people liked the lighter version, and about 25% of the peeps said, you know what, I would get both if both existed. So what does that tell you? I know what it tells me. It tells me I should probably just do both and make it an option for people to get either one. And then in the add-ons, they can select to get more if they want to. Justin, watching this is way better than any football game. Yeah, football isn't my thing as much, but it's cool. Everyone's got their thing, but it's I don't know. I just never really, for me, playing sports. I understand playing sports is a lot of fun. Especially if it's a game where everyone's just having fun. It's not so competitive, but it's something where everyone's included and everyone's just having a good time. Being active and playing a game of any kind, I think is a riot. But just watching people play, that's something that's it's just I don't know. I think I grew up in the Spielberg era, and I grew up with just really being into some other fun stuff. Hey, Robbie, what's up? Thank you so much. It's absolutely riveting to watch. Count me in on the drawing. Awesome. Oh my gosh, I would just love to see your take on Aladdin 3477. Your work is phenomenal, and I follow you on Facebook and on Instagram, and always just I'm just blown away at the way you render likenesses, and your compositions are amazing. Thank you for following along. Awesome. James Polony, the pin is love. The pin is life. Thank you, James. And James is a connoisseur. He actually collects, if you didn't kind of pick this up from earlier live streams, James has these pin boards. And James, you have to let us know how many you have. He has at least, I think, 4 of these giant pin boards with pins, these enamel pins that he's collected at Star Wars Celebration and all kinds of places. And so James isn't someone that walks around with a bunch of flair like he's working at Bennigan's. He doesn't have like a ton of them, but he's always got one that he's wearing that's usually on his jacket or on his shirt. And it's just kind of a fashion thing. And he's always wearing one. He doesn't wear the same one every time, but it's always appropriate to the occasion, which is really cool. I love that. James, you have to let us know how many pin boards, and you have to let us know if you, how many you have. Do you have like a count of how many you have in your collection? All right, next up, real quick, I just wanted to go over the art book. I did a live video last week, Thursday, kind of going through the art book. I'm not going to spend all that time going through it again, but I just wanted to go through some bullet points for anyone that may have missed that video. This is the art of Aladdin 3477. I unveiled the cover. Here it is. And this comes in the swag box number 4, Lochan's Loot, along with the Blu-ray. And the 4th swag box is awesome because you're getting something new each season of the year. So you're going to get something in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, and then finally in December is when you're going to get the Blu-ray and this hardcover coffee table art book. And I actually have a correction. When I did the video for this, I said that this book collects 13 years worth of art. on this project. That's actually not true. It actually collects way further than that because it goes over when I was first coming up with my ideas for my own sci-fi saga. That was back in college. And I don't want to say how many hundreds of years ago that was. So, uh, anyway, this book is just really, really cool. I can't wait to I can't wait to see it. And I've got some sample pages here, and you can see it really runs the gamut of more like fully painted work. It's got character sketches that are kind of the monotone, as you see here, with Sidney Solomon and a number of different painting techniques. And I love changing it up. I love, there's a lot of different painting techniques that I'll do that I teach in my painted illustration class. And for me, it's all about what I'm trying to convey, and that will kind of dictate which technique that I do. And this here, this double page spread kind of focuses on the sky sail. And you can see, in addition to the painting, like what I wanted this to look like and feel like. This is before we were filming anything when I did this painting. But also, this was kind of my design. You can see Fiji actually looks different here, the silhouette of Fiji. But this is kind of my design of what I wanted to build that was 22 feet long and 22 feet tall. And we made a full-size sky sail. We made two of them, really. It's the same one, but just repainted different, and we kind of made the wing a little bit different. But the so we kind of made one and then kind of reassembled it a little bit and painted it different to do another one. Again, different techniques where the princess was kind of more of a mixed media technique. And then on the right here, this is a reverse opaque technique. And this is before we built the set, just trying to get that in. This art book here is really wild because, again, this is a page from one of my sketchbooks. This is from 13 years ago. This is literally the first time I ever wrote down the words Aladdin 3477. Before that, I was going to make a film trilogy called Kleptomode. And before that, it was called Castar Shandax. But it's just really cool to see my notes. This here, 13 years ago, before I even had it written or designed, you can see I did this scribble sketch of like the movie poster could look like this. And I'm looking at this now going, gosh, that does look really wild. How come the movie poster doesn't look like that? It should. Anyway, this art book is going to be chock full of everything, including the storyboards. So I just wanted to share with you guys really quick. These are some of the storyboards you will see in the book, but also I wanted to share with you guys for the first movie alone. And obviously we made 3 movies. For the first movie alone, this right here is the storyboards for the first film. You can see right here. Look at that. This is, and then you can go through and like, it's like a comic book going through the entire film. These are out of order apparently, because that's like halfway through the film on the front there. But you're going to see a lot of these storyboards in The Art of Aladdin 3477, The Djinn of Wisdom. And this right here is an early look at the Taj Mahal. Before it used to be this giant pike in the sky. I knew I wanted it to be the Taj Mahal. And in real life, the Taj Mahal has 2 other buildings kind of far away. Kind of there's like a courtyard in the middle of each of them on either side. And I thought that would be really cool for like ships could kind of dock next to it, you know? And then ultimately, I thought it was better to have it just be this giant pike in the sky, and then ships can actually just fly into it. There's like these different hangars, which you see in the film. You see that happening. But this was early on. The book is also going to show my designs. So for a lot of these characters, some of these minifigs that you guys are familiar with, like here is the Aladdin one here. Some of these are pretty simple where you're just choosing. Minifigs usually have kind of the same shape. And so you're just choosing what colors the clothes are, and you're designing what the print is going to look like on top. Some of them have more ornate pieces, like this is the Hong Kong Trooper that has more like armor pieces that you can put on the sides. But in the case of Fidgy was difficult because he's a unique shape. And so I had to figure out what pieces we were going to use to construct Fidgy. This is actually not, and so this is like the back torso. You can see this is the jetpack of Fidgy. This is not the finished version, but I just threw this in here just to show a quick sketch. This is kind of how I figure things out in my mind. A lot of times I have to draw it. Which is funny. I've been promising you guys I would show you. This is one of several items that I designed that we're actually not going to have in the rewards unless you guys kick and scream about it. And you guys absolutely have to have a Fidgy plushie. So I designed this, and for a while I was thinking, oh, this will be, this will be really neat. And then I have this rule for my property, Aladdin 3477, and that is, if it's not something that I think is cool, don't put your money into it. Don't waste anyone's time with it. My thinking is, if there is something that you absolutely love and something that you think is cool, it means other people are going to think it's cool too. But if there's something, like if I'm not into it as much, how could I expect you guys to be into it? So this is one. Maybe I'll resurrect this idea later. But for now, we're going to have to wait. But that is the art book, The Art of Aladdin 3477. And if you want this, the easiest way to get this is in swag box number 4 on the Kickstarter. And you can see this alone. So you already get, if you select swag box 4, and you can kind of see the price there. By the way, there's an early bird version of this that is a little bit cheaper, and those aren't gone yet. But if you get this, you'll see at the bottom, it says it includes all of the previous rewards. That means you get the first swag box in the spring, you get the second in the summer, you get the third in the fall, and then this one comes in December, this winter. It comes with the Blu-ray and the Art of Aladdin 3477, the Fidgy block, the 20-piece Fidgy block figure, which is like the minifig of Fidgy, which hasn't been revealed yet, and this deluxe Lochan Shyamalan enamel pin designed by Deanna Sheehan, who, by the way, designed the Fidgy pins. This pin is amazing because it's got like this hammered metal, and it actually looks a lot, depending on how you hold it in the light, it really looks like Lochan Shyamalan's helmet here, and it glows in the dark. His 3 like lights and that big one on his forehead glows in the dark. Plus, there are still 4 more secret items in this swag box alone. Also, if you really want the Art of Aladdin 3477, you could just select any of the rewards tiers. You could select the first swag box, and then you could get the art book as an add-on. But you're getting the book. You're also paying a little bit extra shipping for getting that book added on, because it means we have to send you the first swag box. Then we have to send you another package just for the book. So you're kind of paying a little bit more to have a little bit more shipping. Is it cheaper than doing the 4 swag boxes? It's a little bit cheaper, but this, for just a little bit more money, you're getting so much more fun rewards, and each of these rewards is a lot less. So this is obviously my suggestion, but obviously you want to kind of custom do this for you and for what you're looking into. There are some questions or some comments. I have a purse with like 50 pins on it, and I need to add him to my collection. Awesome. Yeah, enamel pins are the thing. And it's cool to see, like even at Disney World and Disneyland, there are people that run into each other and like trade pins. And sometimes they have like their little fanny packs that are filled with pins that they're trading and stuff. It's just a cool thing. It's a whole group, like a whole, I don't want to say a cult following, but it's like it's a whole industry. Always got to coordinate when you accessorize, my dude. I've got 5 boards full and a handful of pins in need of another. I'm ready for some Fidgies. Absolutely. What made me pick the year 3477? That is a great question. And I've said this before, but what happened when I was going to choose I knew I wanted it to be Aladdin something, and not based on recently there was the Blade Runner, what, 2497 or whatever that is. It was not based on that. When I was a kid, one of my favorite comic books was Spider-Man 2099. And I just thought that was really cool. So I wanted to have Aladdin and then a year in the future. And so then, aside from that, I'm an honorary member of the 501st Legion of Stormtroopers. And kind of switch this up here. I'm a member of the 501st Legion, and you have to pick a number for that, a 4-digit number. And I couldn't think of any 4-digit number that was like kind of, in fact, I think I wanted, I think my old address, well, I don't think, I know my old address at home was 4646, but that one wasn't available. So I just took the letters of my name, M-A-T-T, and if you take each letter and you turn it sideways, the M kind of looks like a 3, the A looks like a 4, and the T's look like 7s, and you get 3477. So I actually have it tattooed on my arm. It's my TK Stormtrooper number, which is 3477. And so when I came up with Aladdin, I needed a year in the future. I never intended for it to stay. I just started saying Aladdin 3477. When I started writing the screenplay, like after I knew, and I was like doing, I was traveling around the world and getting research and everything, I never intended for it to stay Aladdin 3477. So I tried thinking about some other numbers, and like Aladdin 2682, and I was just like, it just doesn't have the same ring to it. I really liked Aladdin 3477. And so that's what it is. I had someone contact me that said they really appreciated the numbers that I chose. And I said, what, like, what are you talking about? And they said, I don't, and I had never heard this before, but apparently 777 is God's number, because 666 is the devil's number. And so if you just up those one, apparently 777 is God's number, which I had never heard that before. But this person thought that I was giving a shout out to the man upstairs because 3 + 4 is 7. So 3477, it's actually 777. So that's not how I came up with the number, but if people dig it, I'll take that. Let's see. Jesse Perkins, what's up? Definitely love the pins. How you doing, man? Wish you all the best with Aladdin 3477. Excited to eventually see your vision come true. Definitely have one of the greatest creative minds, and you're one of the kindest. You're one of the kindest person. Always a pleasure when I've crossed paths with you, Jesse. So great to hear from you. And man, we are overdue for some ghost hunting adventures for sure. Your painted illustration boards were definitely one of my favorite parts of hanging in class. We got to get back on campus someday. Absolutely. And in fact, for those of you curious, I'll be back on campus part-time because my classes are going to be hybrid. So half the time they will be back on campus starting in the fall. What's great about that is we have a brand new building. It's not brand new, but it's brand new renovated. And so it's going to be quite different. It's going to be state of the art, and we are very, very excited about it. That's happening in the fall. The Fidgy plushie, really? Maybe I have to do the Fidgy plushie. Gosh, we want a Fidgy plushie. I may have to revisit that. If enough of you are into the Fidgy plushie, it may have to be plushie is a cutie. All right, I'm hearing enough of that. Maybe that's a thing, the Fidgy plushie. Gosh. Greg Williams, what's up? Awesome. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. All right. So I got more fun stuff to share with you. And starting with, okay, it is time. We are going to unveil the new Fidgy variant toy. So there are a total of 6 of these variants. This is the standard Fidgy. This is the one you're most likely to get. The highest odds are with the standard Fidgy. And this is what Fidgy looks like in the film. Then, of course, there is inverse Fidgy. And inverse Fidgy I love because he just looks like some really sweet sneakers. And it's actually all the colors of Fidgy, but just inversed, which is a lot of fun. Last week we unveiled the Kong Cheyenne Fiji, and these aren't really, the colors look a little strange here, and this is based on the Kong Cheyenne Trooper, but and the reds aren't as punchy as they are in real life. But this awesome Kong Cheyenne Fiji is beautiful, and you can see that nice little pop of red on the tramp stamp in the back. James always likes holding them like this because they look like, this looks like a robot too. And then on the head, just the incredible detail on these. So wild. And this is definitely the prettiest of, whoops, of the Fiji variants. So with no further ado, before I show it to you, the next Fiji variant is actually based on the Red Star. And the Red Star is a character. There's the main villain. There's all kinds of villains throughout this saga, but the main villain is Lochan Shyamalan, and this villain's right-hand man is the Red Star. And the Red Star, it's kind of hard to tell with this lighting, but it's kind of like a red and like a really light orangish color. It's not quite yellow, but it's like a marigold color. And so the new Fiji variant looks like this, and those colors are kind of a little bit off as well, but you guys have to see this. Let's see, if can I do this? Oh, how about this? There we go. You have to see this awesome little Fiji. It is, wait, there's got to be another way. If I do this, can I do this? Just trying to trade around. How about this? This. Here we go. So this Red Star Fiji is so adorable. It's so cute. And this one is going in my Jeep for sure, because it's kind of the colors of my Jeep. Maybe it's a little more marigold than it is the red. ALADDIN 3477 on the bottom. And so also these variants, each one is a little bit different. So for example, it's not just that it's the same exact shapes and then a different color. So if you look, the front of this Red Star Fiji is actually a little bit different. There's actually some different pieces that are different colors. It almost looks like that Tron thing. I forget what that's called, that thing in Tron in the middle of this Red Star Fiji here. So it's just kind of neat. Each one is a little bit different. So this is the new Fiji. Red Star Fiji. Oh. Red Star Fiji. I can't wait to share with you guys the Fiji variant next week. I already know it's going to be James' favorite. It's going to be the one that he's going to want the most. It's a really, really cool Fiji variant toy. Can't wait to share it with you. And let's see. So the Fiji plushie Lochan pin is going to have amazing detail. Absolutely. Next week I should show a closer look at that. The Star Wars show in Denver forever ago, the very first Star Wars celebration in Denver. It was amazing. Shiny Fiji. You know what I would love to do? I couldn't do a shiny Fiji this time because these are made out of soft PVC. They're not squishy by any means, but you can only do the shiny chrome stuff when you have the really, really hard plastic. And these just have a little bit more weight to them. I guess it's in the eye of the beholder. I think these are nicer with my collection of, I collect a lot of these little art toys, like this key right here. But I may have to do that either for the next round, or I may have to do, because there are a lot of options that open up. Like I would love to do like a transparent Fiji. That would be wild. Can't wait. And Matthew, I'm excited. I can't wait. I've got some stuff I'll be sharing along with you coming soon. Cannot wait. Sweet. Shut up and take my money. That's hot. It is hot. It's the colors are really, really hot on it. It's nice and warm, and I dig the Red Star Fiji. All right, more fun stuff to go over. Next is, oh, this is just another look at the Red Star. For those of you curious what the Red Star looks like, he has two giant war swords. Portrayed here by Tom Savage. And the Red Star is about 8 feet tall, by the way, which is awesome. Here, like he's like standing in the trees because he's so tall. This is actually just a behind the scenes photo, by the way. This isn't like a still from the movie. Just cool. So the official trailer, we are almost at 2 million views on YouTube. I'm so excited about that. I can't thank you guys enough for sharing this with everyone, telling everyone about this. So cool. When it hits 2 million, I want to do another thank you gift. And as you guys know, we started thank you gift number 1 was with the Hong Kong Trooper. Anyone who backs the Kickstarter is getting one of these Hong Kong Trooper minifigs. And then anyone who backs the Kickstarter is now getting one of these sticker sheets. This is in addition to all the really cool rewards that you're getting in your swag boxes. This is on top of that. This is absolutely free. Now this might have been when we hit 1 million, this thank you gift for the video. And because right now our Kickstarter has kind of flatlined, it's doing well. There's no complaints. Every Kickstarter kind of levels out in the middle, and then it kind of shoots up at the very end again. But we're trying to find ways to kind of get everyone excited to try to share this and get those numbers up. And we have been crawling up a little bit, but so it's hard to offer these thank you gifts if we don't have a lot of money coming in, because it's just kind of making our right now, definitely we have not made a profit. I'm hoping that'll change by the end of the Kickstarter. I'm in it to win it either way. Like, I've had so much fun doing this. The response has been great. And to me, that is just really what's important, for everyone to be excited about this. And the feedback has just been phenomenal. So I can't wait. But hopefully by next week, I will be sharing with you the next thank you gift. Hopefully we can rock that out. The Recreate My Trailer contest. You have 4 days to recreate the trailer. If you don't know what this is about, you only have 4 days, which it's totally plausible that you could do something amazing in 4 days. If you find this video on YouTube, all the details are there. It has all of the assets that you can download with the audio and the video. So far, we've had 2 people officially submit videos, which are really, really cool. Their edits. Haven't seen any yet where people are creatively either reshooting the shots or redrawing the shots. I would love to see that, though. So hopefully we've got some more coming in the next 4 days. I can't wait to see what you guys do with that. You've got 4 days, though, so let's rock it. All right, so next up, in trying to help the Kickstarter, I wanted to talk real quick about Kick Booster. So what Kick Booster is, I've actually signed on with a couple of advertising agencies to try to get the word out with Aladdin, and it's actually helped a little bit so far, which has been great. Some of you may have seen some ads either on Facebook or on Google or on Instagram. And there's like a whole science behind how they do it to try to get people to the Kickstarter page, which is great. But one of the things that one of the ad companies that I've signed with, they are kind of hand in hand with this company called Kick Booster. And this is a really cool thing, because if you guys are interested in making money, you actually can make money, cash back, for telling people about the Kickstarter and sending them to the Kickstarter page. It's 10%. Some of you might be like, oh, it's only 10%. Well, hold on now. What it is if you go to kickbooster.com, if you look up Aladdin 3477, you're going to find a page that looks like this. You can sign up for it. It's going to give you a link. And if you can get people to go to the Kickstarter, tell them about the project, and then use your link so that they know when they go there, they're all tied in with the, I don't know all the terminology, but somehow they know they're tied into the Kickstarter and everything. They'll know if you send people through the Kick Booster. And when you do that, let's say someone gets the Aladdin's Inner Circle tier, and let's say they get the Red Carpet Experience add-on. That means you're going to get, let me do the math here. It means you're going to get $114. You're going to get $114 just for doing, if someone does that and you happen to send them there. If you can get 10 people to do that, it means you're going to get $1,140, right? So you can see where if you really wanted to make some coin helping us out, you're going to get 10% cash back, which is awesome. So if you're interested in that, if you have like a bunch of people you think that would be into this, you need to contact them directly. I would say use Kick Booster and make some money back for sure. But this is a way you can make some coin by spreading the word. We got some comments. Let's jump into some comments. Tomorrow's going to be great. Awesome. Well, guess what? There's an announcement tomorrow. I don't want to spoil what it is, but be on the lookout because there is something really, really cool that's being announced tomorrow. Right now I have goosebumps just thinking about it. Something I know you guys are going to dig, and it's just, to me, it's profound and amazing, and I can't wait. But that's tomorrow, so be on the lookout. Next up, with all the trailers coming out tonight. Oh, you didn't want to be left out, Matt? But you know what? I don't even know. I forgot that there would be trailers. So after this, I may have to jump online. I'm curious if there's a new Indiana Jones trailer and if there's a new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. Very interesting. I'm curious. I'm curious what came out. No spoilers on what happens in the trailers, but let me know what cool trailers came out. Told your dad at the Star Wars show you were destined for Star. Aw, that sounds like my dad would just giggle. Yeah, absolutely. That was a good time. That was a great show, and that was back then at the very first Star Wars celebration. There were 3 of us artists set up. There was only 3 of us. There was myself, James Suker, who's a sci-fi artist, and Drew Struzan. Drew Struzan was my neighbor, and I got to hang out with him for the entire weekend. It was great. Very cool. And we were rained out, and it was we were flooded, and we were in this giant tent, and we were standing. I remember I was standing on pallets. The water level was so high, even though I was standing on pallets, my shoes were submerged in water. It was crazy, but it was the very first Star Wars celebration. We all loved it. Woohoo! There is, oh my gosh, new Indiana Jones, Guardians 3, Flash. All right, cool. I can't wait. Fun. Oh gosh, now I'm excited. Now I got to get through this a little bit faster to jump through. Real quick, I wanted to share. So again, in trying to get the Kickstarter rocking and rolling, there's a lot of different things that we do to try to find clever ways to get exposure and everything. One thing that we do on Kickstarter is we collaborate with someone else that has a Kickstarter. And what we can do, we contact each other and we say, hey, if you tell your backers in an update about my Kickstarter, I'll tell my backers about yours, and show a photo and then a link to it. And sometimes if it's a Kickstarter that's kind of similar, you may get some new backers that way. In fact, I did this a couple weeks ago. Someone contacted me that was doing a space Pinocchio comic book. And they found me and they said, since you're kind of futuristic Aladdin, I'm doing space Pinocchio. I was like, wow, what are the odds? That's crazy. So we did blurbs of each other's thing. Although I kind of got the short end of the stick because I wrote this glowing review and I showed a picture, a really cool image of a page, a full page of the Space Pinocchio. And then when he did his update right before the end of his campaign, he did just a quick blurb, a link to it, no photo, no image of what Aladdin 3477 looks like. So I kind of got the short end of the stick on that. But I have to tell you about a project really quick that is super cool. And this is Cynthia Rothrock. And there's a new film that she is producing. If you don't know who Cynthia Rothrock is, she is, gosh, in the 80s, she was like world champion martial artist. She has starred in over 60 feature films, and she's putting this Kickstarter together. And she's really excited about this because she's producing, and for the first time, she has complete creative control. And so she's getting all of her friends that are big in the martial arts and the stunt world. She's got a really good director, also a woman. And it's not entirely like the movie isn't entirely females, but there are a lot of people behind the scenes that are women, and they are just rocking it. And in fact, their Kickstarter is rocking it. They are at almost 200,000. They still have 29 days to go. So I reached out and I thought it was a crapshoot. There's no way she's actually going to respond. She responded right away and she was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I love your project. This is so cool. You got it. I would love to trade plugs with you. And she said, what do you want to do? She's like, I have a live video update. I can plug your project. And I said, oh my gosh, well, I'll plug you on my live stream. But and then I explained, I'll show a photo in my update and a link so people can click right to it and get to it that way. But she was just really, really sweet. I actually have more to gain than she does because she has a lot more followers and her campaign already is at 200,000. So I was kind of shocked that she even got back with me, but that was awesome. Super, super nice. So if you're on Kickstarter, this looks like it's going to be an amazing project. They haven't filmed it yet, but they're just kind of getting their team together. And there's all kinds of cool ways that you can be involved. So check it out. If you go to Kickstarter, if you look up Cynthia Rothrock, you will find it that way. Also, I will have a link in my next Kickstarter update. You'll see this image again and you'll read about it and you can just click on it there and check out her project, which looks really, really cool. Super awesome. All right. So let's go. Space Pinocchio. I think it was just Pinocchio, but it is like Pinocchio in outer space. Wasn't at Celebration 1 in Denver, but friends were. They told me about the rain. Yeah, it was crazy. And it probably, if it was any other celebration, it probably would have been a disaster. But because it was the first Star Wars celebration, it was so communal and everyone was family. And it was just such a great time. The fact that weekend, Denver got more rain than I think the previous 5 years put together. It was something crazy like that. It was so rained out, and we were just, especially the tent we were in, we were just submerged in water. People walking up and down the aisles were like trudging through, like, I want to say it was like a foot of water. It was crazy, but it was on the brink. It was right before episode 1 came out. So everyone was just on pins and needles on a new Star Wars film coming out. Everyone was so excited. It was just such a great time. Super cool. Ooh, I'm assuming that's in the for the Cynthia Rothrock project. China O'Brien. What a great thing. Cynthia, congratulations. Yeah, really cool. And she's got full creative control, which is awesome. And check that project out. Faux show. All right, upcoming week, lots of fun things to share with you guys. First of which, switch this up here. The iPhone has a much nicer camera. Check this out. This is the iPhone camera. And then this is the MacBook Pro laptop camera. See the difference? Anyway, this upcoming week, so there's an announcement tomorrow that I can't wait to share with you guys. You guys are going to think it's cool for sure. And also on Tuesday, those of you that are Disney fans, I got something fun that I think you guys are going to enjoy. And if you're interested in what some of the characters are like for Aladdin 3477, I've got a new video that you guys will really dig. That is a lot of fun for sure. Also, this week, I am going to be sharing probably for the if we hit 2 million views on YouTube as kind of a thank you for that, I guess. I have a mobile version of the trailer that I've edited. So that's going to drop this week as well. For those of you that refuse to turn your phone sideways to watch the trailer in all its panoramic glory, I have an upright version of the trailer for you guys as well. And I wrote something else here, but it's so small I can't even read it. What did I write down here? This is how I stay organized. I can't even read this. Oh, I wrote announcement tomorrow is what I wrote. So yeah, there's an announcement tomorrow. Next week on the Livestream Lounge, it'll be a regular action-packed episode. Coming into town is Paul Michael Kane. I can't wait to introduce you to him. He is just my brother from another mother, and we have worked on so many projects together, Star Wars projects, online projects, art projects, card projects, and he did come to set for Aladdin 3477. He is a world-renowned photographer, and he's an incredible graphic designer. He's a writer. He is so many things. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. He's coming into town kind of on Aladdin 3477 business. Can't reveal exactly what yet. I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit next week, but I can't wait for you to meet Paul here on the Livestream Lounge. I'm going to have Paul make drinks because he is, I don't know if he used to be a bartender or not. He used to be a magician, a professional magician. No joke. Way back in the day, I think when he was in college, I think that might have been what put him, I think he put himself through college being a magician, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to ask him about that. But anyway, can't wait for that next week. So please tune in for that. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to go check out some movie trailers online. Let me just see what else we got here. Princess Badar seemed to exist only to be married a prize. Loyalty frustrate magician's brother's advances and rescued. How can you describe Princess Kamala's character and choices? Oh, gotcha. So this is this like the original version of Aladdin? Yeah, the magician's brother. I'm trying to think. I read a version. I thought I read the version, but the version never had the princess's name. And so I'm seeing here Balrol Badar. Maybe this is a version that where they added a name, or maybe this is a different translated version. I'm curious, Matt. I'm curious about that. Just finished reading the original story. Yeah, I haven't. That name is new to me, or I would have used it. I will say in the films, Aladdin's last name is Beskara, and I think I found in one of the translated versions that that was his last name, Beskara. So I did use that. Tuesday is Valentine's Day. Beloved that day. Absolutely. I am kind of the Aladdin scholar, truth be told. I did so much research. Part of it was because I was interested. Part of it was because I wanted to make sure, okay, if I do this, because Aladdin's public domain, if I do this, I have to do this in a way where there's no way Disney is going to be able to yank this from under my feet. So I was very careful in all of my choices to make sure that anything that I chose from was in the original, and that any creative choice I made is not one that Disney made. So yeah, although it's been some years, 10 years ago is when I was really like reading everything I could on Aladdin. I think I've retained quite a bit of it. Portrait China O'Brien. Oh, okay. In the 80s movie series. Okay. Rock and roll. Awesome. All right, gang. I am going to go watch some brand new movie trailers. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Oh my gosh, this was really, really cool. I thought no one would be watching because everyone would be either into the Super Bowl or into Super Bowl parties because let's face it, usually there is some pretty amazing food. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And next week, Paul Michael Caine. I cannot wait for you guys to see that. That is really going to be a fun show. Thank you guys. Woohoo! Peace, guys.